for wiring, you're gonna have to move your battery to the driver's side. I went with a standalone wiring harness through Off-Road Solutions, and I'm very happy with it. Everything's very neat and clean, plug and play, ready to go. You have to make a few splices, which they're labeled, you know, like your temp gauge, oil pressure gauge, whatever you're running. Very, very simple. I'm not a wiring expert, and I did it myself. You're gonna need a manual transmission ECU. They're kind of hard to get. Yeah, I got every gauge working except for the tach. I'm not sure where the tach wire is on this truck. Yeah, it's very, very simple to hook up though. You know, you have one main power wire for all your fuses. They give you a nice little fuse box. I highly recommend Off-Road Solutions for the wiring. I wouldn't have done it without them. It is wired for the 7th injector, and it'll come with this jumper plug so it doesn't throw a check engine light. For if you plan on supercharging it in the future, you can do that as well. That's an option. And pretty simple. You just leave the factory harness intact in there and just kind of tuck it away, and most of the stuff you don't use. A couple wires you'll use for your gauges, and that's about it. But yeah, I got everything hooked up except for the tach. I have no idea where the tach wire is at, and it came with the little resistor to solder behind the cluster, and I just, you know, haven't got around to that yet, but one day I will, hopefully. It would be nice to have the tach. And then basically the only issue I'm having is getting my AC hooked up. The lines are not the same. They're almost the same, but I'm not too sure what to do. What I did was I ran the whole entire newer evaporator off of a T100. I got to fit in there, and I've got the newer compressor lines, everything, but my evaporator coil is just a little different, so I'm not sure what to do on that yet. Be nice to have air conditioning, but it's pretty simple. Turnkey, ready to go. You got if you got an oil pressure gauge, voltmeter, it all works. Now I did have a 3-core in it, but I got a hole in it from my fan. I will be putting another 3-core in it because it tends to want to run a little hot right now.